Hey, it's Emily and welcome back to EA Tarot. Today we are discussing everything that I was kind of up to in October, and there's a lot to get into, so here we go. Now, I don't necessarily know what I'm going to do. I have decks that I used and touched and, helped me in my personal practice and with clients. And then I also have books that I read for the month of October. And I also have a deck that I purchased in October as a birthday gift to myself. And I haven't even cracked it open yet because I've literally been waiting to do that on camera with you guys. And as we all know, it's been really, really busy. So I think before we get into what I touched and kind of the decks that I really reached for and the books that I read, I kind of want to dive in first with this guy here. I'm so excited. Okay. A dear friend of mine sent me the link because I was searching one day for the Mios Tarot and I couldn't find it. And I was like, oh my gosh, what if it's out of print? This is a deck that's been on my wish list for a long while. But as we all know, this is a really, really pricey deck. Like, it's an investment deck for sure. And I figured if there's any time to purchase it for myself, I guess a birthday treat would kind of be like the time of the year to do that. Plus, I have a spooky birthday. And so, yeah, I don't know. I got myself the Mios Tarot and I'm so excited. It was like a little touch and go with shipping and everything. It was really weird. It feels like a very underground kind of deck, and the communication with the company was also really slightly iffy, but I don't know if it's something you're drawn to, maybe check it out for yourself. But I really want to get into it. It's literally been sitting on my desk since I purchased it. I haven't even cracked open the box. It doesn't come sealed or anything. And yeah, I just really want to get into it. So you're going to get more like first impressions from a deck, and then we're going to get into the rest of my decks and then the books that I read. So let's get into this. I'm so excited. This is like such a, oh, it's wrapped. Okay, so we just have like this ginormous tuck box. Yeah, I didn't know it was in plastic, but I guess that makes sense. Clearly, I have not gotten into this deck at all yet. We have our little guidebook here, it looks like. Yeah, clearly it's, in a different language. That's okay. We don't need the guidebook. I literally purchased this deck solely based on the imagery alone. It is like a deliciously spooky and dark themed deck, and I'm so here for it. And anyone who's like wondering, I love this box. This box to me is absolutely gorgeous, and it gives me Santa Muerta vibes, and that's like how I experience her and how I work with her energy and see her. And so I'm really hoping that not only will this deck hold beautiful imagery, but it's also something that like connects me in deeper to that personified death, because ultimately that's what I do when I work with Santa Muerta, is working with the personified death energy, I guess you could say. So I'm going to go ahead and try not to have a heart attack as I use my scissors to get into this deck. Let's see. I really need to invest in something functional because these scissors are not functional any longer. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Okay, crinkly goodness off to the side. This will be a longer style video. I apologize if that's not your jam. Prior to all of this, I had been doing timestamps, and it's literally just so much, and so I stopped doing timestamps. But feel free to like jump around, you know, if you're just here for decks or for books or just for this walkthrough, then that's all you need to watch. Don't feel pressured to stay for everything. So we have our cover card. Oh, so cool. Oh my goodness. Okay, set that over here. I am obsessed. Now, this is a deck that I've obviously seen around, but I haven't done a walkthrough of it because I didn't want to spoil it for myself. But I've obviously seen it around in like collection videos and stuff like that. So let me move that off to the side. Okay, so we have the Fool. Oh, this is so beautiful, you guys. Literally. So gorgeous. Oh my gosh. The Magician. The High Priestess. This is so gorgeous. I'm in love. The Empress. Wow. Okay, so the Emperor is what we have on the box, and I think that is so cool. Let's see. Okay, I love these backs too. I mean, they're not my most favorite, but they're really pretty. Yeah, this is everything. The Hierophant. Oh my goodness. The Lover. I love that with the red thread. This is gorgeous. Literally such a gorgeous deck. We have Strength with the skull and the lower jaw removed. Oh my gosh. Yeah. This is, I can already feel it. It is already giving the Witch's Tarot a run for its money. What? I was not expecting that. Oh my God. I love how we have the Hermit here with like all of these books, and it's so delicious. Justice. Wow. The imagery here is insane. The Hanged Man. Death. Oh my goddess. This is so beautiful, you guys. Holy smokes. The Tower. I love this Tower card. That is literally so good. That's probably one of my most favorite Tower cards I think I've ever seen. The Star. The Moon. Talk about like illusion. Oh my gosh. In depth. That's crazy. The Sun. Judgment. Wow, I'm really taken back. I love this color palette. I love this art style. This is literally, I can already tell this is going to be one of my like top 5, if not top 3 tarot decks of all time. This is like my aesthetic. This is my vibe. This is what I live for in my decks. 3 of Cups. I love that we have this skeletal hand all like with a friendship bracelet. It's so good. It is so good. 4 of Cups. Wow. 5 of Cups. 6 of Cups. I love the imagery. It's insane. I love this so much. Wow. And another thing that I'm really noticing with this deck that I'm honestly relating to is the fact that our imagery is so close up. We're only seeing a slight part of the entire picture. And that really resonates for me because if you're on my Instagram, you can kind of see like that's how I guess kind of show my little corner of the world. And so I like that. I like that we're getting such an up close version of larger images. Page of Cups, Knight of Cups. I love this. Queen of Cups. Oh my goddess. Look at it. I love her nails. Everything. King of Cups. Ace of Hearts. Okay. So what are our hearts in here? Let's see. 2 of Hearts. Three of Hearts. This must be our Pentacles. Four of Hearts. Yeah. Wow. Oh my gosh. I love this imagery. For someone who loves photographic decks, look at our 4 and our 5 of Hearts. Yeah, for someone who loves photographic decks, this right here, these illustrations are insane, and I am so connecting with them. 6 of Hearts, I love this illustration. 7 of Hearts, beautiful. Look at like the simplicity. Literally all of these could be like a standalone piece on their own. And I wonder if our creator sells just prints of this. I'm not sure. I might have to look and see. 8 of Hearts. 9 of Hearts. 10 of Hearts. Yeah. Page of Hearts. Oh my gosh. Knight of Hearts. I really enjoy this. I love the zoomed in aspect of this deck. I love that we're not getting big, huge, like landscapey pictures. Queen of Hearts, King of Hearts. Now we are on to our swords. I love how we have this sword coming right out of the throat. That is delicious. I love that. Oh my gosh. And you guys all know I love the sword suit. It is my most favorite, and it's also my most intimidating. Yeah. So good. Oh my gosh. This 2 of Swords too, with like the knives and the eye sockets. I love this. This is so visceral. It really, really is. 4 of Swords. 5 of Swords. Yeah. 6 of Swords. This is going to be one of my all-time most favorite tarot decks. I already know it. I can already tell. 8 of Swords. 9 of Swords. 10 of Swords. Page of Swords. I love this. I can't wait to see our Queen of Swords. Our Knight of Swords, he's on a horse. We have an English saddle. I love that. I love this like skeletal reference to the horse too. Oh, so good. Oh my gosh. Look at this Queen of Swords, you guys. Yeah. Yeah. That is Queen of Swords energy. King of Swords. Now we are in our Wands, Ace of Wands, 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands. Oh my gosh. 4 of Wands. Look at those fingers. Look at that. 4 of Wands. We have like fingers laced almost in a pie. What? I love it. I'm here for it. 5 of Wands. 6 of Wands. That's really pretty. That's really, really pretty. 7 of Wands. 8 of Wands. We have like these antlers as wands, and I love it. 9 of Wands. 10 of Wands. I love that we don't have any facial features in this deck as well. If you're getting any sort of face bits, it's skeletal, and I love that. Page of Wands, we have a little adolescent doe. So cute. Knight of Wands. She looks amazing. Oh my gosh. Queen of Wands, she's cradling the deer skull. Yeah, this is everything. King of Wands. I love this so much. I am so happy I decided to make the purchase and finally get this deck. It was literally one of the best tarot investments I think I've ever made. If you have the Mios Tarot, I'm really interested to hear your thoughts on it. because it's priced so high, I know it's not very accessible to everyone, and it's literally been on my list, like my wish list, since it came out. And I only recently made the purchase, but I am not upset about it at all. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, you guys, and I'm so happy that I did. So if this is a deck that you also have, let me know, because I'm really interested to hear, your thoughts on it, and if you use it, or if it's just like a collection piece to you, let me know. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely using mine. Like, there's no way around it. Obviously, I didn't really talk much about the cardstock or anything. It's huge. It's very tall. It's very long. And it's just like a nice little linen cardstock. But yeah, I'm here for it. I really, really enjoyed this. This was super fun. And I'm really happy that I decided to wait until I was with you guys and could do a little walkthrough in my October wrap up, because that was super fun. And now that I've busted open this deck, it's going to be all over my Instagram. So if you're not following me there, you totally should be. I will have the link in the description. I also will probably be using this for my Dark Moon Substack reading that I do every month. So if you're not on my Substack, again, link will be in the description box below. But yeah, check everything out. Okay, so now that we have gotten that deck out of the way, I do have 7 other decks that I worked with, and I'm just going to start right off at the top. So this was one that was just recently sent to me by Llewellyn. This is the Wild Eden Tarot. Now it is a erotic themed deck, and so there's basically nudity on every card. The nudity varies, but because of the imagery, I will probably not be showing too much of it. I do have a full unboxing and walkthrough of this deck on the channel, and if you're interested in that, I will try to remember to also link that into the description box. But since I unboxed it, it's a deck that I have been pulling from every day. And again, I only got it, I want to say, in the last week of October. So it'll definitely be on my November deck list as well, or monthly wrap up, sorry. But yeah, this is just a delicious deck. I'm trying so hard to not show you guys images because I love it so much. But I'm going to set this one off to the side, and then we're going to actually get into some decks. So moving forward, we have the Happy Halloween Tarot. Yeah, I mean, I think it's self-explanatory why I had this deck out for October. There's a lot of kitschy kind of Halloween decks on the market, and I'm not drawn to all of them by any means. But I really liked the imagery in this deck, and so I'm pretty sure I picked this one up on Amazon in August for $12 because it was on sale, and I was like, I do want a Halloween deck. And so yeah, this is just one that I obviously played with during the month of October. It gives you all the feels. We have all of that really typical Halloween imagery. The black cats, the bats, the spider webs, the skeletons, ghosts, jack-o'-lanterns, literally anything that reminds you of Halloween. And I also really like this deck because it has different color backgrounds, and I think that really adds something to it. So chances are, if you got a fun little trick-or-treat reading from me, it was most likely used with this deck. It's nothing that I use for anything too serious, obviously, but yeah, it's a super fun one. So that was the Halloween Tarot, or the Happy Halloween Tarot, I believe. And yeah, I really enjoy this deck. It's obviously going to go away though until next October, so we won't be seeing it for a while. Now, another deck that I was so kindly sent by the creator is the Jessup's Magical Tarot, and I love this deck. This deck is everything to me right now. It does have like this Halloween-y feel, I guess you could say, but it's not just exclusively a Halloween deck, if that makes sense. I also have a full unboxing of this deck on the channel if you're interested. I will try to remember to drop it below, but I had a lot of fun reading with this. I did do some Instagram reads with it, and I also did my, what was it, like Meet Your Fears, Happy Halloween long form reading over on my Substack that I made free to everyone. And so I'll try and remember to drop that too if you're interested. But yeah, I really, really enjoy this deck. I think this deck is so fun. And it's really unique. I'm kind of here for the keywords that are listed on the deck. And then in each major arcana card, we have like a little word that you can decode. I'm trying to think of like a super fun one. Let's see, hold on. Maybe not in all of them, but in a lot of them, there's like little fun words that you can decode. So here we have the devil, and then we have like shadow self, attachment, obsession, indulgence, fear. But if you look down here, it has the SELF, and so that is self. And I just thought that was really cool and really unique, and I love that part of it. So yeah, this is a super fun deck. It's even though it's like kind of Halloween-y-ish, I love the color palette. I'm going to be using it all year round. I love the bones. I love everything, literally. I didn't have one bad thing to say about it. It does have a really high gloss cardstock. That does not bother me at all. I think it's phenomenal, and I love that like wet cardstock feel. So yeah, that was just another plus for me, but absolutely, totally recommend this deck. And plus the creator of it is literally so kind, and she is just like such a goddess herself. So yes, this is the Jessup's Magical Tarot, and it's amazing. Let's see. Now, moving forward. Okay. I used a lot the Earth Magic Tarot by Danielle Diaz, and I love this deck. I don't think this is a surprise to anyone. I use this for client readings. I use this for in-depth readings. If you're, wanting to know about your inner landscape, or you're going through turmoil, change, dysfunction, anything that is like big, not just like cute little Halloween themed readings, but those like really intentional readings. Yeah, I use this deck. I love this deck. It's no surprise. I've talked about his decks a lot on the channel, and I also have an unboxing of this one if you're interested in seeing like the full thing of it. But yeah, I love the Earth Magic Tarot. I think the guidebook with it, or the guidebook that he also has for purchase that goes with the deck, you have to purchase it separately. But the guidebook is also really, really informative, and it's just a solid companion. So yeah, this is the Earth Magic Tarot, and I love it so much. It is such a beautiful deck. I love the lack of color, honestly. It really does something to me. So yeah, that is the Earth Magic Tarot. Now we have 3 decks left, and then we're going to hop into the books. So next deck that I played with quite a bit in October was the Deathly Flowers Tarot by Chanel Days over here on YouTube. She's amazing. I love her content. I had to purchase this deck because it's gorgeous. This is one that I had tried to pull out for client reads and some like Substack reads and, just all of that good juicy stuff. And I actually kind of struggle reading with this deck for clients. And so I'm starting to think that maybe that's not how I'm supposed to be utilizing this deck. And so I pulled back from it because I tried to do one reading with it and it was just like not resonating. The energy felt weird. I felt resistance, and that's not normal for me. And so if that's something that's coming through, I'm like, that's not supposed to be there. Like I'm not supposed to feel this certain way. And so I instead have been using this deck for like glamour magic and kind of that like glamour inspiration. And oh my God, it is a literal game changer with this deck. Now, I know that the creator created this deck for her exploration and her journey with Persephone. And Persephone is not a goddess or an energy that I necessarily work with. I do have a fairly pretty solidified animistic worldview. And so even though I do work with like Santa Muerta, I don't work with her in the traditional sense. It's more like personified death. And so I kind of work with, I guess, deity, you could say, through the lens of like personification. But yeah, I don't even know where that came from. Anyways, this deck, I don't use it for Persephone at this point, but I think it's really, really inspirational if you're looking for that like physical inspiration of the feminine and of the self and like of your witchhood. And it gives me feminine rage. And I love that. Like that's a trope that I love in my books and in my literature. And I do explore it quite a bit through the tarot. And I have really killer readings with this deck on my own, but when it comes to reading with it for clients, it just doesn't hit in the same way. So take that how you will. Maybe you will have a different relationship with the deck than I do, but as for me and how I work with it and how I see it, it's very much, one-on-one, personal readings for myself only, or used in like glamour magic, because this right here, this 5 of Swords is like a fucking vibe, right? So yeah, this is the Deathly Flowers Tarot, you guys. And I edged mine in this like red Sharpie. It didn't come edged. I'm pretty sure you can pay an additional price and have it edged, but I kind of like getting crafty with my own decks, and so that's what I did here, and I don't regret it at all. So, last 2 decks here, we have the Woodland Warden's Oracle. I use this deck a lot in the beginning of October. Yeah, I mean, it's gorgeous. It gives the autumnal fall vibes. It's animal. It's botanical. Everyone knows about this deck, so I'm not going to go into it too intensely, but I was reading a book, and I might have actually wrapped up that book. I think I did wrap it up in September, like at the very last day of September, and that was, I'm looking on my bookshelf, We Live Here Now. And so I worked with this deck while I was reading that book, and it was so, so good. And so after I finished the book, I wasn't pulling from this deck as regularly, I guess you could say, but I did still keep it out on my desk because I did still reach for it from time to time. And I even paired my next deck that I'm going to show you guys with this deck, and it worked really good. So yeah, this is the Woodland Warden's Oracle. And I saw that they also have their tarot deck out now, and I think that that's really cool. I may at some point get it. I don't know. I'm still slightly on the fence about it, but I do love the Oracle. So the next deck, the last deck that I have to show you is the Green Codex Tarot, right? Yeah. The Green Codex Tarot. This was sent to me by Llewellyn, and I love the color palette of this deck. I think it's really beautiful, and I also like this theme that it has on our, look at this devil card. It's good. Like, you can only see my ring light, but it's like a little mirror, so you can see yourself in it, and you can understand that you are the devil when it comes to nature and, the connection that we have with our nature and, our ecological impact on the world. That was something that really drew me into this deck. And it talks quite heavily about that. And so I really enjoy it for that aspect. And I think the imagery is pretty cool. Some of it, like the star, I wish was more, but our 9 of Cups is really cool. I like that. I have a full unboxing of it on the channel, so if you're interested, go check it out. I will try to remember. This King of Wands, by the way, is the only card that has this, and I always forget that it's in here until I'm going through it, but yeah. It doesn't bother me. In case you're wondering, I love nudity in my decks. YouTube, however, feels otherwise about it, and so I try to not show it too much. But yeah, this was the Green Codex Tarot, and it does look pretty cool with the Woodland Warden's Oracle. But yeah, it's just a deck all about our connection and our ecological standpoint, I guess you could say, kind of like where we're heading as a collective, and that's something that fascinates me. And yeah, I'm kind of passionate about eco-activism and animal stuff and all that good stuff, So yeah, that is the Green Codex Tarot, and this one did stay out because I did do some readings with it during the month of October. So yeah, think we went through all of my decks. Now, I did read 3 books in October, and I used to read, and when I say I used to read, I mean like last year. Last year I read a lot of books and I loved it, but my tarot practice kind of fell to the wayside, and I was just like head over heels in thick fiction and exploring, genres that I had never really explored before. And then this year I fell into a slump, and I kind of only recently started reading again in the fall. I want to say maybe it was like, it could have been like early August. But for the month of October, I read 3 books, and I'm just going to start with the one that I read first, which is Play Nice by Rachel Harrison. I really enjoy Rachel Harrison's writing. She's a fiction writer, obviously. 2 of these books are fiction and one is witchy-ish, so bear with me. Yeah, I read Rachel Harrison's Play Nice. It was a book that I had been anticipating since I knew that it was going to be released in September. It actually convinced me to join Book of the Month just so I could get this first book for $5. And then obviously I didn't cancel, even though I told myself and my husband that I would. I have not yet because I'm enjoying Book of the Month now. So there's that. But yeah, it's a fun book. It's about this, like, it's a haunted house trope, but she kind of does it in a way that is different from other haunted houses. Our main character is not very likable. She's kind of cliche. You kind of roll your eyes at her. But it does explore this kind of like generational trauma that is often found within actual haunted houses, which I find to be really, really interesting. So I'm here for Rachel Harrison's cozy horror. I love it. It's like a guilty pleasure of mine. Yeah, so that is Play Nice. And then let's see. The other book that I read Magic for the Resistance, and drop a comment if you want me to do an entire video on this book, giving you guys my little review. Yeah, 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. I love this book. I think this is a must-have for anyone who is getting into a witchcraft practice. And yeah, I love it. It talks about I mean, obviously, our author of the book first became a common name in the area, I believe, around the time his spell to bind Donald Trump kind of came into the worldview. And so he, he got his notability from that spell specifically, but he's been a longtime person in the craft and in the field and in this area of magic. And so, yeah, this book, I love it for the feminist aspects of it. I love it for the radical magic. I love it for the ecological magic. I love it for the collective magic. If you have the slightest desire to help others, like it doesn't even have to be this huge desire, but if you have the slightest desire to help others, there's workings in here for you. If you are a huge political activist, and you kind of are, seeing the current state of our world and our government, and you want to do something about it magically as well as mundanely, this is a nice addition to your activism and, your practice. So if you guys want, let me know, drop a comment. Like I said, I tabbed the hell out of this book because I loved it so much. I highlighted a decent amount here in the beginning. I use a lot of pastel highlighters, so they can be hard to pick up on camera. But yeah, this is it's just good. It's just good information. Definitely, I think it should be a why you should read it book, if you're looking for something with intention and you're kind of a newbie, this is one that I will recommend. So let me know if you want my full thoughts and reviews, but I read it in the month of October. I ate it up. I read it in like a week, which for me is really good because I'm a busy lady. So yeah. And then my last book that I have here is Graveyard Shift by M.L. Rio. This was just like a little horror fiction thriller novella, and I loved it. It was so good. I have never read anything by M.L. Rio before. I do see that she has another book out. It's like a big hardcover book, and I may have to pick that up. But basically, this little novella is about these college students who kind of meet in the college's cemetery every night, and then they notice something strange happening one evening when they're all on smoke break because they all work graveyard shift. And so they kind of congregate in the cemetery. And they just notice something that's weird and it's off, and then it kind of just spirals from there. So you're getting like spooky graveyard vibes, you're getting mystery thriller vibes, and literally I dressed up as Velma from Scooby-Doo for Halloween, and this like really hyped me up to kind of get into my costume, I guess you could say, because this gives absolute Scooby-Doo vibes. So if you are an adult who loved Scooby-Doo before and you still low-key love it now, and you try and make your kids watch it with you like I do, this is probably a book that you'll really enjoy. But yeah, it's an easy read. I did get sidetracked with it though, and I did put it to the wayside so I could read Magic for the Resistance, because once I read like the first 3 pages, I was hooked. So yeah, those were my books that I read and the decks that I played with, and then my little birthday present to myself for the month of October. But you guys, yeah, I think we did it. I think that's everything. These are all of my delicious books. Oh my gosh, I had such a good time, and I'm literally so proud of myself for reading 3 of them. So yeah, I don't know, guys. That was my October. It was really busy. I did a lot of unboxings. I was super lucky to be sent a great deal of decks for review. And so, or not even for review, but just to unbox and just to kind of get out there. So yeah, I'm really thankful for that. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me, and I will definitely be filming a November wrap up at the end of this month. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I hate saying it. That is so cringy. But yeah, all of my links are in the description box below. So if you're curious on joining me on any other platforms, please feel free to check those out. And my Ko-fi shop is also open, where I have my one-on-one readings available for purchase. So if you're interested in that aspect as well, we can definitely hop on a Google Meets, throw some cards, and see what the fuck is going on with you. Yeah, that's about it, you guys. I appreciate you for choosing to spend your finite time with me, and I will see you again very, very soon. Bye.